Monday, October 21st. Just one game in the NHL, and I've got my three best bets for you. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Just a Bet Outside. I'm your host, Karan Thacker, and we've got just one game on the NHL slate for Monday, October 21st. We've got the Tampa Bay Lightning taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs at 7:30 p.m. Eastern in Toronto, Canada, in what should be a pretty good game between these two Eastern Conference contenders. But before we get into it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on this video. Appreciate all the support from you guys to continue and help this channel grow. And we did just hit 30k subscribers recently, so a special shout out to you guys for the support. Also, if you haven't already, go check out Steven's NBA Future Best Bets video. The NBA season is right around the corner, and it's always fun to have a few long-term bets to track throughout the season, so go show him some love. And in terms of the bet recap, we went 8-2 yesterday, with 5 of those 8 wins being half-unit plays. 3 of the 8 wins were quarter-unit plays, and then our only 2 losses were just quarter-unit plays. 2 of those 8 wins were also plus money numbers. So overall, a pretty solid day. In terms of where we're at with the overall record and the units, I will get that updated for you guys in the next video. Been a pretty busy weekend for me, so I just need a chance to get my Excel caught up in terms of the math, but we'll make sure that's in the next video that we record. And for this Leafs and Tampa game on Monday, this should be a really fun one. The books also have all the player props out as I'm recording this the night before, which is good to work with. So with that being said, there are a lot of spots I like for this game, and let's get straight into the bets. For the first bet, I'm taking a player prop that's been hitting all year, and I'm going back to Nikita Kucherov over 3.5 shots on goal, minus 140 for half a unit on Bet365. Kucherov hit this line in 3 of 4 head-to-head matchups against the Leafs last year, and he has hit in all 4 of Tampa's games so far this year. So the data is looking pretty good there in both the head-to-head matchups last year and how he's been doing this year. I like this even more because Toronto is currently ranked 5th worst in the league in shots on goal allowed against right wingers. So the Leafs are allowing 7.75 shots per game to right wingers. And overall, both these teams have been pretty good at suppressing shots this year. But the right winger spot seems to be the most productive against the Toronto Maple Leafs. So yeah, give me Kucherov over 3.5 shots on goal at minus 140 for half a unit on Bet365. For the next bet, I've got a 2-leg parlay for Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Nick Paul to each record 2 shots on goal. I'm playing that for half a unit at plus 135, which is a nice juicy plus money number. OEL has had 2 shots or more in all 5 games for the Leafs this year because him and Riley are basically just carrying the offensive load for the Leafs on the blue line. And Ekman-Larsson is also on that first power play unit, so he's just racking the shots up while teams are kind of focusing more on Matthews, Nylander, Tavares, Marner. And then on the Tampa side, Nick Paul is on that second line with Hagel and Cirelli for the Lightning, but he's had 4 shots on goal in 3 of 4 games against the Leafs last year. And then so far this year, Paul has had 2 shots on goal in 3 of 4 games. The only one that he missed on was that opening night game against Carolina. Since then, he's been hitting in all 3 games. And he's from Mississauga. He loves coming home to Toronto. So I think this is a sneaky good spot to hit a plus money number. So yeah, 2-leg parlay for Ekman-Larsson of the Leafs and Nick Paul of the Lightning to each record 2 shots on goal, half a unit at plus 135 on Bet365. Also guys, with Nick Paul and Oliver Ekman-Larsson, keep an eye out on the pinned comments. I really like the ladders for both of these guys. I like them both up to 4 shots on goal, and there's some nice juicy plus money numbers. Nick Paul to record 3 shots is at plus 185. He had 3 shots in 2 of his 4 games this year, and he's also hit that number in 3 of 4 games against the Leafs last year. And then with Ekman-Larsson to record 3 shots, that number is at plus 155, and he's hit that number in 4 of 5 games this year for the Leafs. He only missed in that last one with 2 shots on goal. And Tampa is also giving up the 8th most shots on goal to defensemen this year. So it's a good matchup for OEL, and we already talked about how right wingers are doing well against the Leafs with the Kucherov breakdown. So it's a good matchup for Nick Paul too. I really like the ladder for both Paul and Ekman-Larsson for both 3 shots and even 4 shots. So keep an eye out on the pinned comments to see if we make those plays final. And for the last 2 plays of the night, we're taking 2 quarter unit plays. So we're laying a quarter unit on the first period total of over 1.5 goals. The first period over of 1.5 hit in all 4 games between these two teams last year. And then we're also doing a quarter unit on the game total of over 6.5. The totals between these two teams last year were 10, 7, 11, and 5. So it did hit in 3 out of the 4 matchups. And we're seeing that trend early on in this season as well. Both Tampa and Toronto are playing pretty high scoring games. We're seeing high scoring first periods, especially in Tampa Bay games. And whenever these two teams meet, there's just so much talent on the ice that we end up seeing goals, as we saw last year with the goal totals. So yeah, once again, I do like goals to come in this game, even though both teams have been pretty good at suppressing shots. I'll be taking a quarter unit on the first period over 1.5 goals, minus 135, and then a quarter unit on a total of over 6.5 goals, minus 110, and both of those are on Bet365. And that'll do it for today, guys. Once again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on this video. Keep an eye out on the pinned comments and the Discord as well. This is a pretty good game with all that talent on the ice for some shot parlays if you want to tail those. So yeah, keep an eye out on the pinned comments in the Discord, and we will catch you for the next one.